So, today I wanted to make a video kind of talking about something that Honkai Star Rail has been doing lately very clearly on purpose. And yes, I do think this is predatory because we do not have a banner roadmap, and the only way you'd even be aware of this is if you were like very up to leaks, right? Like you have to really be in deep to really be able to predict and see stuff like this so many patches ahead. So what am I talking about? Right, I am talking about them rerunning so-called best in slot characters when in reality only a few patches away there will be a new character drop who will replace that best in slot and then make you want to pull for that new best in slot. Right now, I don't want to hear, okay, I am sick of hearing this argument. Oh, but you're still pulling for a character who is currently best in slot, so it's fine. In 99% of cases, this is not the case. We have seen it over and over again where new DPS drops have been fine near initial release without their best in slot teammates. However, down the line, people end up complaining, oh, I didn't pull Fugue, Oh, I didn't pull Link Shaw. I didn't pull Robin or Aventurine for my Fei Xiao. People always complain because they never can see a few patches into the future and are always blinded by these shield MOCs that make these new characters look as if they're perfect forever, right? This is never going to happen. They're always going to want their best in slot teammates down the line to be able to clear content consistently. Right now, I want to give you guys a few examples of this just recently. Jade, she got a rerun in the first half of 3.0 to be a obviously best in slot erudition sub DPS / battery for the Herda. Now, while yes, currently she is the best in slot, Anaxa in 3.2 is high likelihood, very high likelihood, gonna replace Jade in that comp. And the reason this is so scummy and why specifically 2 patches apart is so annoying, right? If these reruns were 1 patch before the new character best in slot drop that replaces them, then there would already be in-game leaks for people to be aware of to go and see, oh, this guy is dropping in a patch, he's also best in slot and way better than Jade, so there's literally no reason for me to pull Jade for the Herda. However, because they're 2 patches apart, there are no in-game leaks by the time their banners go away or even come out. And so a lot of people who don't really follow leaks closely would be fooled into pulling Jade as a best in slot for Herda without ever knowing Anaxa is dropping in 2 patches and is likely going to make a much bigger difference than Jade ever could, right? After Jade, we have Huohuo. Huohuo is now confirmed the rerun for My Day's second phase in 3.1. Now, Huohuo isn't a bad sustain by any means, right? I really have to preface this because I keep getting people who simply do not understand what point I'm making. These people, I am almost 100% sure, own these characters that I am telling people not to pull on, and they get emotionally invested in an argument with me when I'm talking about pure pull value, right? Sustains already have low value in this game, so pulling for an older 1.x sustain when 2 upcoming 3.x sustains are releasing back to back is quite frankly idiotic. Okay, I'm gonna say it how it is. It is idiotic unless, of course, right? I have to say this in literally every video I make these days because people do not watch my videos and they instantly go into the comments to just say the same thing over and over again. If you like a certain character enough, pull them. Okay, at the end of the day, that is the main point of these gacha games. They are to sell you characters that you might fall in love with, and then you pull for those characters that you like. If you absolutely love Huohuo like crazy, please go ahead and pull for her for like your Glare or Maide or something. However, please keep in mind, outside of this scenario, for people who are actually looking to get good value out of their Jades, you should never pull Huohuo, right? Now, let me go a little more in depth in here. Hyacine is almost guaranteed dropping in 3.3, and in 3.1, we are literally getting a dedicated planar for this woman. It increases her Memo Sprite's outgoing healing, and it increases her speed by, I believe, 6%. So she's getting a dedicated planar, she's releasing in 3.3, she's Remembrance, so she's going to have a summon that in all likelihood will end up doing damage, and then on top of this, we have a rumored Fire Preservation, the new Dan Heng variant, releasing literally the patch after Hyacine in 3.4. So we are getting 2 new 3.x sustained back-to-back patches within a few patches, and I would simply never recommend anyone to pull for a 1.x sustain being Huohuo. In all likelihood, right? Very, very high chance either Hyacine or the Preservation Dan Heng ends up being best in slot for Aglaia or some of these other 3.x DPSs that a Huohuo is currently best in slot with, right? And they'll likely have better healing, as Huohuo is skill point negative, and she has blast healing, and this is really bad for Remembrance characters, because Memo Sprites count as one character, so her healing gets significantly nerfed when there's Remembrance characters on the team. So Huohuo overall is not necessarily bad. However, compared to the upcoming 3.x sustains, it would be very idiotic to pull for her. I'm just going to say it how it is, right? Next, we have Silverwolf. Silverwolf reran in 3.2. I believe she's currently on the rerun, right? Yeah, she's currently on the rerun. Now, the reason Silverwolf is bait, although obviously nobody should be pulling for her to begin with, is that the entire selling point of Silverwolf is her weakness implant. Anoxa's kit basically revolves around spamming weakness implant and spamming it AoE instead of single target. So Anoxa is straight up just going to completely power creep Silverwolf's kit to the point where you'd literally never want to pull Silverwolf for anything at all unless she ends up getting buffed in the future. So once again, 2 patch difference between her and Anoxa, so that you can't see in-game leaks of Anoxa implanting weakness, which once again will fool many people who do not look at leaks, right? And next we have Yun Li. Now, a lot more people might be less aware of this. However, Yun Li, now that she's been confirmed for the 3.1 rerun, is shaping up to pretty much look like the exact same situation I've mentioned 3 times prior. The reason for this being, Phanon is rumored to drop between 3.3 or 3.4, and Phanon, according to the leakers, will be physical destruction, meaning Yun Li, who is as well, surprise, surprise, physical destruction, is rerunning 2 patches before Phanon before there's any in-game leaks to actually be able to see him. So, Hoyo is on this trend lately. Basically, the way they're combating leaks is by running reruns 2 patches before the in-game leaks actually release for these newer characters, so that people are completely clueless into believing that these rerun characters will continue to be best in slot, when in reality they're being replaced very, very soon. Now, yes, okay, yes, I need to mention this again. If you like a character enough, just pull for them. If you're emotionally invested in your Huohuo and your Jade because you spent your Jades on them and now you can't fucking pull a Noxa or you can't pull someone else, right? If that happens, okay, I get it, man. They're good, okay? They'll last you probably for a little bit. However, your team's best in slot performance in all likelihood will fall off dramatically once these end games stop shilling them and you don't have their best in slot teammates, okay? Just look at what happened to Fei Xiao in the current MOC compared to the last MOC the second they stopped shilling hunt characters. My Fei Xiao with a sustain went from clearing 0 cycles to clearing 3 to 4 cycles with a sustain. The moment these endgames stop shilling these newer characters, you are going to feel it when you do not have their future best in slot teammates. So that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to make a video quickly to bring awareness to what Hoyo has been doing lately. Please follow leaks as closely as you can, because you will end up being fucked over if you do not, and you end up pulling Jade, right? At the time, you're like, oh, Jade's the best at slot. She goes crazy with Robin, duo DPS with the Herda. We're going crazy, right? And then you see Anoxa drop in 3.2. He's probably going to be like way more specific for the Herda. Leaks are currently saying he buffs other Erudition units, gives them defense reduction, damage boost, all that good stuff. So I'm going to be completely honest. Anoxa is going to completely blow Jade out of the water in all likelihood for Herda. So this is all I wanted to do. This is all I wanted to say. Hope you all have a good day. Hope you have a good night. Peace.